Hi, my name is Mark Erickson. I'm the president of Northampton Community College, and I want to thank you for joining us for a preview of this wonderful new Monroe campus. I'm going to now have you come with me and join some of our students who will ask me questions, but you'll also hear from them, their thoughts about moving to this great new campus.
Dr. Erickson, it seems like we've been talking about this day for a really long time, and now it's finally here. Can you sum up for the viewers what it took to get to the opening of the new campus?
Yeah, what a great question, Carla. And it's been quite a journey. It really has. I mean, if you think all the way back to 1989 is when we began having a presence in Monroe County. And then a few years later, we bought an old blouse factory, renovated it numerous times, and that's been the existing campus since then. And about a decade ago, talk started that we really needed a bigger facility, a more state-of-the-art sort of facility, because enrollments had grown pretty incredibly. So we've been talking about this for a while and really planning for it. You know, and I give tons of credit to my predecessor, Dr. Art Scott, who really provided the vision to put this in the right direction and then mobilize the whole group of people, you know, local politicians who were very helpful passing legislation to help support some of the funding. We worked very closely with a lot of donors in the Pocono region to provide the dollars to build what is now just this spectacular campus. You know, it's interesting for me. I think in anybody's life there are moments that just kind of change the trajectory of our lives. Something great happens and boy, you know, you're just moving in a whole different direction. This is one of those moments for this college. I firmly believe that. And I think the same is true for this whole region. The kinds of ways we can serve Monroe County and beyond has just jumped significantly. So I'm excited. I mean, you know, I get goosebumps even just sitting here or coming onto the campus or watching people for the first time coming onto the campus. So I mean, I'd be interested. How do you feel about the opening of this new campus?
Me too.
I am really excited. I mean, when I first began my journey here at NCC, I had seen the billboards, I had heard the talks about the possibilities of the new campus, but it was kind of still in a dream phase. Right. I don't even know if, you know, when the process began of the breaking of the land. I mean, I was involved in the campus to hear of the talk, but to actually be a part of something that's so amazing, you know, from the beginning, to be one of the first classes here is just really great. And to know where we were and what we had and where we came from and what's possible for the new generation of NCC students, I'm really excited. Very, very excited to be a part of it. It's amazing, isn't it? It's very great.
How about you, Kalichi or Chris? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I've been ecstatic about it for a while. The first thing that drew my attention was just the various buildings, the various classrooms that we're going to be going into, the amount of space that we're going to be able to work with, all of that, and especially more of the extracurricular things that we're going to be getting into, the added majors, all of that. It's going to be, I was just really excited about it. Just really excited about it. When the idea first came to me, I was like, I just got really hyper about it. So,
and it's amazing now actually being here, sitting on this campus. And even, you know, I saw the renderings and the drawings, but boy, they just don't do justice to what this campus looks and feels like. And part of that's, I think, the setting as well. I mean, we're in the middle of the mountains, and you got Camelback Mountain right behind us, and all these wonderful vistas and views and a courtyard. And so, how about you? Any other thoughts, Chris?
For me, it's personally a blessing to be attending this college. I never thought...
We think it's a blessing to have you here.
Thank you. I never thought I would be attending college, to be honest. I thought I would just be working. It was never an option. So to start up and attend this college and then to see it grow and attend the new campus with all the same faces which help guide me, it's amazing for me. And it's a pleasure to meet you and talk to you, but I'm really hopeful and glad to be part of NCC.
Yeah, nice. So. Yeah, NCC is a great place that changes lives.
App
You know,
changed
I've
my
talked
life.
to, you know, I've only been here 2 years, but I've known about the college for a long time, and you know, I've developed close relationships with recent graduates, and it's an incredible place. So we're excited about this. Really excited.
Academically speaking, you know, as a parent myself, knowing that there's such a strong academic environment for our students to have access to. When we talk about accessibility and how important that is to the community, you know, knowing that for generations now and to come in the future, that there's such a great, you know, there's this asset that we have access to in the community. It's affordable. The teachers are outstanding. You know, I have complete confidence that when I leave here and transfer to a four-year university, that I'm going to be very well prepared. And I think that, you know, do you have anything else to say to the parents out there whose students are on the fence or considering community college as a way to go?
I mean, I think you summed it up really well. I mean, I think we're a great place for students to come. I mean, the affordability question, I think, is on the minds of lots of parents. They worry about the debt of students coming to college. We are, without a doubt, excellence at a very affordable price. The professors we have, you know, they're as good as you're going to find out there in terms of really caring about and working with students, but at a far more affordable price that you'll find at most places. And our relationship, if you want to go on to a four-year college, our relationships with some of the best four-year colleges is terrific. They want our students. They've seen the success of our students. So I think we're a great choice. I mean, every family has to make that decision on their own, but if you're looking for excellence and affordability in an environment that's literally state-of-the-art in this gorgeous setting, boy, yeah, come here. I mean, it's a great place. And then parents, you know, it's not just, you know, traditional age students. You know, graduation, we had, you know, a student that was 81 and a student that was 18. So we really, you know, it's also for mid-career workers or older workers looking to change their life, to do things they otherwise couldn't do. And here we're also going to offer a much expanded community education program for all the kind of enhancement of life programs, whether it be exercise or yoga or, you know, learning about technology or computer science or those sorts of things. A whole plethora of cooking classes. We have a demonstration kitchen that's here. There's all sorts of life skills that you can learn here beyond the traditional courses that we teach.
And it's really, I'm really, truly, personally appreciative of having such a wide age group, because it comes from students who come just out of high school to people who have a family, working full-time, and they still want to continue their education. And teachers, the faculty in the school will actually work with them, even though they can't always put in the same amount of time, but help them get through so that way they can continue and better themselves. That they don't actually have to fall behind because life happens.
Right, exactly. And I think some of the most powerful stories actually are some of those what we call non-traditional students. You know, who, you know, like we had a parent who, you know, was homeless, literally, trying to figure out how to put her life together, that ended up graduating with a 3.95 and now is doing great things. I mean, her life changed coming here. So yeah, they're great stories. So the other strength of this place, and I don't know, this may be a question you ask later, I think is our faculty. I mean, I think we have just this incredible faculty. 2 out of the past 5 years, the Professor of the Year in the state of Pennsylvania has come out of this faculty. John Leiser on this campus is one of those. But think about that. Of all the colleges, public, private, 4-year, 2-year, 2 out of the past 5 years has come from this college. So we've got a dedicated faculty, and they do really cool stuff. I mean, you look at Chris Armstrong in communicate, right? But, you know, we just won this huge national award. You know, State Department put out a grant proposal asking, you know, for these proposals for something called 100,000 Strong in the Americas. And out of 114 applicants, there were 4 winners. University of Arizona, University of Rhode Island, University of North Texas, and Northampton Community College. For a project that we're doing in partnership with in Peru, building wind generation stations in the Andes that will actually provide energy for that community. I mean, it's if you go to the State Department page and look at 100,000 Strong, what's the featured program? Northampton Community College's program. So we're doing some really, really cool stuff.
That's good company being into those colleges.
Not bad company.
How does this campus respond to the changing landscape of higher education?
Yeah. Boy, that's a good question, too.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the one thing I would tell you is, higher education, colleges and universities, and how we teach and what we need to do, I think is changing more rapidly today than at any other point in our history.
True.
So what's important as a college is that we're aware of that and responsive to that. And I think one of the great strengths of Northampton, and community colleges in general, I would say, is our ability to be agile. When we have a conversation with business and industry about this need or that need, or with students about this need or that need, we respond quickly. You know, I was a president of a four-year college, liberal arts college out in Ohio, and then I was at Lehigh University for numerous years. There, if you were changing curriculum, it would take about 2 years to make that change. For us, it takes about 6 months. You know, I mean, we had a conversation with Pennsylvania Power and Light, and 6 months later had a program up with poles for line workers, and so we've got that sort of agility. So I think that's one area. The other is technology. You know, technology today is so different than it was. Yet, I'm not so sure that higher ed generally has thought about how to maximize the impact of that. And in the thinking on this campus, we built in all the latest and greatest technology to allow our professors to really think perhaps differently about how they teach. You know, are there some things they can do online and others in class? How do they most actively engage students? We actually have an innovation lab here that helps teach them to think through how they do those sorts of things. So I think this campus is incredible that way. So really on the workforce, responsiveness to the community, and also in the technology, and I think we're doing really well. The other piece is sustainability. You know, this campus is 5 times the size of our other campus.
Definitely.
Yet it's going to use the same amount of energy. Incredible. And we have a geothermal system which does a lot of the heating and cooling. Then we've got solar panels out here in the parking lot that provide a lot of the day-to-day electricity for this campus.
I thought that was just shade.
Yeah. No, it was just shade. No, well, it does that too. And in the winter, it'll provide carports from the snow. But it also produces all this great energy. So this campus is really going to become a laboratory for efficient use of energy. We're actually going to have panels on the other end of this building that'll show our day-to-day energy use so we can track it and learn about it. And so I think there are just a lot of different ways that this campus represents a kind of the future of higher ed. And we're only starting. I mean, the fun part is we're starting this journey on this brand new campus, and now it can only even get better from there. So I'm energized about
and that's
that.
a great thing, because a lot of times in other colleges, especially ones that have a foundation of multiple years, they're not as quick to adjust, especially towards the students. They're more, not to say they are, but more invested in maybe the pay and what's best for the college. But this one continuously grows and adjusts for the student. And because it's we don't have that much time with students, it's always trying to find what's best for right now, along with technology and the personnel.
It helps us with our education all the way.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the great strengths, and I'd be interested in your thoughts on this, of this college, is that we are the most student-oriented institution I've ever worked at. Not that the other institutions didn't care about those things, but you know, here, every question we ask, every decision we make, the first question is how is this going to impact our students? And we engage students in those conversations. So I think that's another real strength of the college.
Can you tell us a little bit about the new labs that we're going to be working in, like the smart classrooms? I've heard of them, haven't really been inside one yet, but I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, it allows us to capture lectures in a whole different way, and for professors to bring in all sorts of information, not from just the internet, but from literally around the world, into your classrooms. And to make the classroom space more interactive for you. I mean, you can have, you know, computer panels and presentations going on, and you can be getting feedback to the professor as well as conversations with them. You know, there's just a lot of different ways I think we can harness this technology. Students have told us for a while that they really respond less to a lecture format than, you know, let's dig in, let's have a conversation. And these smart classrooms allow that to happen. I mean, it may mean that you'll end up getting more information, you know, that you'll look at online before you come to class, but then when you come to class, your professors are going to know, what are the questions you really have, what kind of engagement do you want to have, and then the classroom will allow you to do that. They also move around. Instead of having, you know, just all these rows of chairs, you've got these, you know, seats that will move around, because a lot of what students do today, not just here, but out in the work environment, is work in groups. So part of what we're going to help facilitate is that opportunity for you to spend more time thinking and working in groups, because it's going to be much like what you're going to find.
More productivity.
Yeah, more productive and responsive once again to the work environment. You know, because we want you to get a great education, but we also want you to get a job, right? You probably all agree with that.
Absolutely.
So.
Let's talk about student energy for a moment. You know, our campus, the old campus, is really small, and the energy level of our students is very large.
Right.
So I feel like we were kind of confined in a small space. Here at the new campus, we have a lot more expanded student space. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the advances, especially with like small group studies and things like that, that we can capitalize on this expanded space with?
Sure. I mean, first of all, look at, I mean, the room we're in right now at the library. You know, what a change from the library on the other campus.
Absolutely.
But it has, you know, right over here we've got these small workrooms, you know, for groups to get together to have seminars and discussions. You know, we didn't have that space before. As you look across the way, we've got this incredible cafeteria, great meeting, talking, engaging sort of place for students on this campus. We've also got a gym. You know, we go from this one little hoop outside, not so good, to a full-blown gym. So we'll have our team play some of their games here. And you'll have lots of opportunities for intramural sports and activities here that we just haven't had before. And along with that, a fitness center, you know, a wonderful fitness center. In fact, Kalichi, I think you were dancing through that in our happy video. Weren't you?
Very true.
So those sorts of things, the student activity space that we have, I mean, it will allow us, like Deja Brew, which is like signature student activity up here.
Excellent event.
In Monroe. It's a fabulous event, but it really had outgrown kind of the space that was available. Here, there are a number of locations we can put Deja Brew in. And so I think what you'll see is, while some of the energy on the other campus came from being confined and everybody kind of doing this, you know, here I think it will just create more energy because there's so many more possibilities. And we anticipate, you know, growth in the size of the student population as well. I mean, as students and families see this campus, I can't imagine that they're not going to say, wow, what a great place to go. We also will open the doors of this campus, because we have great public space, to any organizations in the community. They can have the Chamber of Commerce event here. They can have special events for children on this campus, which will make this really, as we love to call it, the campus of the community. So I think all that is also incredibly exciting. The whole economic development end, you know, I think we will play a major role in moving the Pocono region forward, because we'll be able to provide some of the training with these state-of-the-art science laboratories and physics laboratories. I mean, you name it, in ways that we just couldn't do that before. So working with partners like Sanofi, we can really respond to what their needs are in a whole different way.
In terms of regionally, how will it impact financially? Will there be more of an influx because of businesses? Will other things be, how do I say, better improved because of the way we're doing? Like, it's hard to,
Well, I think I get your question. I mean, part of what I would tell you is, when I talk to prospective employers, and I've served on lots of economic development boards, one of their first questions is, will we have the workforce we need? And the answer is, you've got to train a workforce to get the workforce that they need. So our connection with them can make sure that we're actually doing that. That if they're looking for this type of worker, you know, like this health worker, we'll train those folks. If they're looking for that type of work, electronics technology, we'll train those folks. So I think it has we have the potential of drawing more business and industry into Monroe County. And I think we'll see a certain vibrancy just because our reach is going to become bigger. I think students beyond Monroe County are going to be coming here and shopping here and being part of this community and considering staying part of this community. So we're working hard to align with business and industry, but also to make sure the footprint of this college really helps the local economy moving forward. And it'll happen. You'll be in the middle of it. So. Well, and we have new majors as well. That, you know, before, given our small space, we weren't able to offer all the things we'd like to offer. We can now offer the hospitality program here completely from beginning to end, instead of part of it here, part of it down in Bethlehem. You've got an electronics technology program that we've put in place that'll be debuting. Business management, which you used to have to take between the two campuses, you can take it all now. And there are a number of other new areas. In fact, we're debuting one brand new program, public health, in response to some of the changes in the healthcare law there's a new type of worker that's needed. Pocono Medical's talked to us about that. Lehigh Valley Hospital's talked to us about it. So we've created this brand new program in public health to prepare what they're calling, you know, kind of health coaches or health helpers. And I think what you'll see is the number of students grow on this campus, the number of opportunities like that will grow as well.
Hi, I'm Matt Connell, Dean of the Monroe campus of Northampton Community College. I'd like to talk a little bit about what we have in the non-credit area, and I got to start with the demonstration kitchen that we have, where those of you that have this inkling to learn how to cook and love watching the foodie shows, you'll get an opportunity to actually do some hands-on learning in making sushi, making desserts, making cookies, or even more involved kinds of dishes. So make sure that you check out our schedule and what we're offering in that area. In addition to our demonstration kitchen, we have an aerobics and a dance studio that will enable students to engage in fitness and improve their health. We have adult learning and adult literacy kinds of programs that help students and residents get the basic workforce development needs to be able to move into jobs and to prepare them to move further up in their jobs. We have a truck driving program, which is something that we're very proud of and gets people good paying jobs as soon as they get finished with our program. All of this is focused on helping Northampton Community College improve the workforce development and the economic development opportunities of Monroe County and our surrounding region. And when coupled with our credit programs, gives you the comprehensive community college and the comprehensive institution that you look for when you go to a college, and look for programs and services that meet both the credit and the non-credit training opportunities.
Imagine a place lush and green, with majestic landscapes, brilliant vistas, remarkable amenities that encourage healthy dining, fitness, and art, sports. But most importantly, imagine a place with a full choice of academic programs that puts your career goals and your dream career within reach. So can you see it? The new Northampton Community College Monroe campus, Tannersville.
On a personal note, what is your favorite feature about the campus?
What is my favorite feature? You know, I haven't given that a lot of thought, but just off the top of my head, I might say the courtyard.
Courtyard?
You know, I mean, what I like about this campus is you've got these three magnificent buildings, but they all kind of look together into this public space.
Around that fish.
Yeah, around that fish. Well, I think it just speaks to community. I mean, I think people are a little worried moving out of this one building where we're all, you know, but everybody crosses in the middle here in the courtyard. And I think what you'll see is a lot of activity happening in that courtyard. You'll have events, student events and activities and, you know, all that, those sorts of things happening in that courtyard. So I like that, because one of the things, best features of this campus is the spectacular setting. You know, the way these buildings and the materials used in them fit in so perfectly into this mountain sort of scene that we're in. I mean, the views out of this library, the views out of any of the public spaces are breathtaking. You know, I hope students can pay attention while they're looking at all those great views. But if you stand in that courtyard, you see all those views and you see how all that comes together. So that might be my favorite, although I like this library a lot too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that's my favorite so far.
Yeah. Is that your favorite?
Yeah.
And what about the library? What?
I like the ability to have like breakout rooms for study sessions. You know, we were so cramped in the other campus that if you really wanted to like study as a group, it was very hard to kind of maneuver and strategize of where you were going to go. So now we actually have a place where we can come and make a reservation. You can work on a group presentation together. You know, so and I mean, and I love the library. So this is really, and the lighting in here, like you said, is just amazing.
Pretty neat. Yeah.
Amazing.
Felice, how about you?
Honestly, the new addition is the dance studio, of course. As you
You're
can
a dancer, I knew that.
and like as you see in the Happy video, I'm a dancer and everything. As soon as I heard that there was a dance studio here,
I lost it.
You too,
like,
huh?
honestly, I really did. I really did. I lost it. I was so happy. I told my friends that are also dancers, all that. It was great. It was a great feeling to know that there's going to be a full dance studio down here. So
So how about you? What you asked the question first. What do you think?
Oh, personally, it's the gym with the weights and the cart, because not only is it located in the perfect spot, I spend a lot of time in school because I like to spend a lot of time after class at the library, but I don't want to take the drive somewhere like how many miles, far away just to drive back home. Here I could do my studies, read up, and then go work out, and I could come straight back home. Everything I really need to take care of like priorities is right here in this campus.
Good.
And that's what's best for me.
Which is different, right? I mean, having workout facility. I mean, we also have a great bookstore. I mean, it'll just be.
And what about the cafe?
Oh, the cafeteria.
That's crazy.
I can't wait to eat.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
The last thing that I wanted to mention, we were talking about before about generations and how this can be like a multi-generational facility for families. Could you talk to us about the new family center? Because we do have like childcare available here, and I heard there's some really great things going on in the childcare center.
Yeah, I mean, have you been down? Have you seen it?
I heard there's heated floors.
Yeah, there are.
I've seen them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Hannig Child Care Center is, once again, it's going to be a state-of-the-art sort of facility. Wonderful furniture for the students, wonderful sorts of settings, a great little playground in the middle, heated floors, and even when you go through the lighting in this one section is blue sky with clouds. How cool is that? So it's this warm, inviting, engaging sort of place for young children. Young children of students that come here, but young children from the community that are looking for a high-quality child care experience in a great sort of setting. So you're right. That's a feature I had not mentioned, but it's great.
It's awesome.
Great.
It's awesome.
Right over in Cap Hall, all the way down on the bottom floor. So.
In terms of the community, now that we have a lot more room, what can we expect in terms of events or like guest speakers? Will we have more of an influx coming towards here, especially for the community? Can we invite more?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's probably a great way to kind of wrap up some of our conversation. As I said at the beginning, we're a college of the community, and we pride ourselves in that, but we've been frustrated in our present location by our inability to invite the community in to the extent that we would like to. We now have the space, and we want the community to know this is your college. We want to have great speakers, nationally known speakers on this campus, some that we may bring in, but some that you may bring in, and have that event here in one of our wonderful public spaces. So I think the impact we can have that way is just enormous, both for our students, who will then take advantage of that, but the broader community that will have a great setting to have those activities occur at. The other thing I'd end on is economic development. We are an engine for economic development, and we've been sputtering along a little bit because of our limitations, the size of the engine and what we could do. We're now a full-blown, diesel sort of engine. We can do anything this community needs to have us do. So we're actively engaged in conversations with business and industry to find out what are their needs, and we now have the capacity to meet those needs in a much greater way than we ever had before. So,
Good.
What an incredible moment for the life of our college, and how nice to share it with all of you. You're the core of this place. You're the people that bring this big smile on my face. So
Thank you.
Thanks for being part of this interview.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Erickson.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Devin. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, good. That's the right type of energy. I like that. So what do you think of this campus?
Love it.
Your timing is perfect. We built this just so you could come here this year.